What's up, all you legends? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're looking at part 10 of our Radical Red walkthrough. We've just made it to the rock tunnel. We're gonna make our way through the rock tunnel, see which Pokemon we can find in here, see if there's anything worthwhile to catch or add to our team. And I believe there's a lot of trainers in here to battle. So we're gonna try battle, level up some of our Pokemon, explore a bit, find some items, and see how it goes. Hopefully we can make it through in one piece, and when we come out, we should be very close to Lavender Town. I'm very excited to get to Lavender Town, also to explore Saffron and Celadon City. These are kind of the main areas where you can do the most things with your Pokemon. So it's a big milestone to reach these areas. It makes things a lot easier to strengthen and train up your Pokemon, and also to evolve them and get good attacks, and just to really tweak your Pokemon and your team. Here we have reached the Pokemaniac, and he's got an Octobax. This is one of the new Pokemon, really cool and popular Pokemon. I believe it's an Ice and Dragon type. I had one in my team in the previous time I played. It evolves into Baxcalibur, which is a really strong Pokemon if you're looking for an Ice and Dragon type. Made easy work of his Farfetch'd. Our Charcadet grew to level 37, and our Axew grew to level 37. We gotta reach our level cap again before we get to Lavender and then Celadon. Celadon City is the home of Erica, so that's gonna be our next gym leader. Axew is evolving, but we're gonna hold him off a little bit longer. Erica is a grass type. I know she is known for her Venusaur. I believe it mega evolves as well. She is a tough gym leader. They all are, believe me, but it's much easier going up against grass type because at least fire type moves are pretty effective. There's always tricks though. I searched the area and I showed you some of the Pokemon there that we could catch. I'll do the same throughout the video. So when I open my Dex Nav, just take a look, see if there's any Pokemon there that you're interested in. Sometimes I can't find them all, but I do my best to try and search most areas just to give you a better idea. You can look on Google and find everything, but sometimes you don't get the updated 4.0 version, and sometimes the locations don't show you everything or all the Pokemon, or they're not always accurate. So I just thought I'd add them in while I go, because I do try to find all the Pokemon anyway. Here's another Pokemaniac for Winston, and you send out a Magneton. Normally these Pokemaniacs have some cool Pokemon choices out of all the trainers that you battle just in the wild. The Pokemaniacs tend to have some cool Pokemon. In this video, I do want to focus on leveling up my Pokemon, as well as evolving a lot of them. I've been holding back a lot of my Pokemon from evolving since like level 22, around there. Because normally if you stop them evolving, you can learn better moves down the line as they level up. So a lot of people just let them evolve when they evolve, but you might miss out on some really cool moves. You can also look on Google at what level certain Pokemon learn moves. So you might want to stop them from evolving until they learn a cool move, and then let them evolve. But with Lieutenant Surge, that was the toughest battle, and hopefully that was the toughest battle in the entire game. I really struggled. So I think now it's time we evolve our Pokemon up. We've held them back for long enough. once our Pokemon evolve, I'm sure things will be a lot easier and they'll be a lot stronger. So hopefully by the time we leave this cave, we will have a lot of evolved Pokemon. For Erica, we are going to need some fire types, so I may have to switch in my Pyro that I have on the bench there that I've trained up pretty well. And my Chocolate, we're going to get him evolved into Ceruledge, the fire ghost type. So we should have at least two awesome fire Pokemon for Erica. If we still can't beat her, I'm going to have to look into getting a bug type. Oh, and here's an Ivysaur. So this guy's got some cool Pokemon that we're battling. Yeah, I might have to look into catching a good bug type for Erica, because that'll also be strong against it. And I believe, now that we're battling Ivysaur, that came to mind, it's not too far off that we can catch Bulbasaur and Charmander. Our Axew is evolving. I think we should let him evolve. Axew evolved into Fracture and wants to learn Dual Chop, but I don't think this move is all that effective. I don't think I actually want it. So maybe we won't learn Dual Chop. But yeah, I think now when we get to Lavender and Celadon, that's pretty easy. Defeat Erica, defeat Giovanni, then we can make our way to Saffron. After Saffron, we defeat the gym leader Bruno, and then we can go down south. And that's, I know where Charmander and Bulbasaur are. They're actually found in the same area, I think. Oh, this trainer sent out Braixen, one of my favorite starter Pokemon. There's not many fire and cycling Pokemon out there, so Braixen is quite a beast. He was one of my strongest Pokemon in my previous plays, so I really like Braixen. He's super slept on. But yeah, back to what I was saying, Charmander and Bulbasaur are found in the same area, so you can get them. You can get Charizard and Venusaur. I will show you where to get Squirtle. It is near Vermilion City. Squirtle's pretty hard to come by. It's like a 1% chance. But I will catch one because I'm considering keeping Squirtle in my team. Oh, Jim is evolving. I think we've got to let him. Boom! We got a Behemoth. So that's going to be my main psychic fighter. Already 2 of our Pokemon have evolved in this video. And here's a Cetodile. I think this is one of the more popular of the newer Pokemon as well. I think it would be a pretty cool Pokemon to keep in your team and try out. I wouldn't mind catching one of these. But I think I'll come back and find one. Also, I feel like I really need to get a water Pokemon in my team. It's been holding me back a lot. Ideally, I want a water type that can learn some ice attacks. So I'm considering Blastoise, I'm considering Milotic. So I'm trying to find a Feebas to evolve into Milotic. Let me know in the comments which other water Pokemon I should perhaps add in my team. One that's pretty strong and that can also do ice attacks, or possibly an ice type that can do water attacks, either or. Frostlass also is pretty cool. I wouldn't mind getting a Frostlass or an ice type. But I think that's going to be really helpful, especially against Giovanni, because he does have some big ground type Pokemon, or Pokemon with ground type moves. So water and ice might be very effective. And we still have to battle Blaine further down the line, which is a fire type gym leader. So I can't battle a fire type gym leader with no water Pokemon or water attacks. That's going to be extremely difficult. But I have just held off a bit until we have a bigger pool of water Pokemon to select from. a Pokemon, a cool water Pokemon to get early on, which I didn't really do, but you do get the good rod and normal old rod quite early on. But if you can catch a Chinchou quite early, I think that's a strong Pokemon to have. It's water and electric. So dual types, I think, are the way to go. You can get your water and electric attacks in one Pokemon. But there's a ton of new water Pokemon as well that I'm not so familiar with. Here's a fossil Pokemon, Anorith. I actually really like Anorith. Out of all of them, I think I'd either get Anorith or the Tyrant, the T-Rex looking one. I still might buy that one from one of the places to buy them at. And there's another water Pokemon I was considering. Dragapult, I think. Dragapult he was. I think that's a pretty cool Pokemon to have and also quite underrated. Crenidos, I wanted to catch a 3-star one of these. I think you could have a pretty solid team with all these like dinosaur-looking Pokemon. I still might even go with that. Like I've got my dinosaur defense Pokemon. I might get Cranidos and the T-Rex one. You could get Aerodactyl. You could have like a whole team of just like dinosaur-looking Pokemon. I think that would be pretty cool. If we just look at what gym leaders are left and what types we need, we got Erica. So Erica, grass type. We're gonna need a fire type Pokemon, fire type attacks. Then we have, I think, Bruno next, which is the fighting gym leader. And for him, we're definitely gonna want more psychic or also fighting or dragon types, I'm not sure. But definitely psychic, so my Behem will be useful there. Then after the fighting Bruno, I believe we might have Koga. Koga's the bug-type gym leader, so that shouldn't be too difficult as well. We might need some ground-type attacks, some fire attacks, and then I think we'll have Blaine, the fire type, so that's obviously we need the water type or ground type, and Sabrina, which is the psychic type gym leader. For psychic, we also might need some psychic or ghost type attacks. So I think we're pretty much covering most bases. I just need a water and ice type Pokemon. And also once my Pokemon reach their final evolutions, it'll be a lot better. But I'm still not set on my final team. I'm sure I'm going to be swapping out a lot of Pokemon still. Here we come across, there's one of the legendary Pokemon. We can't get there yet because we don't have Rock Smash, but I just wanted to show you. There are a lot of legendary Pokemon hidden out in certain areas. Some legendary Pokemon you can only find in the Dynamax dens. Later on in the game, you'll see all the legendary Pokemon roaming the map that you can catch. There's so many different legendary Pokemon to find and catch. If you really want to complete the game and try to catch every legendary, you're going to be playing for a long, long time. It's really challenging to find and catch them all, especially if you only have one Master Ball. But I think that's a cool way to try and complete the game. Try to catch as many of the legendaries as you can as well. Here we have another trainer. She sends out a Carbink. If you do catch a Carbink in the cave, you can trade it for a Galarian Mr. Mime near Viridian, near Pewter City. Just after Viridian Forest, there's a person that's willing to trade you for Galarian Mr. Mime if you're looking for that psychic Pokemon. Swanov is also cool because it's an ice type and it evolves into Mammo Swan. I wouldn't mind a big, strong ice type Pokemon as well. Ideally, I want only dual types though. If my whole team is mostly dual types, I'll be pretty happy. Because at least then you can diversify your attacks and have many different types of attacks. Okay, what's this guy say? Do you want to try it? Okay, he gave us Rock Slide. At least we got another TM from him. I think we must be pretty far into the cave now. We must be near the end or another floor. We've come across a lot of ground types, so also if you're struggling with Surge, instead of trying to train up a whole bunch of Pokemon, rather try come to this cave, catch some sick ground type Pokemon here, because there are a lot in the cave, and then go back and challenge Surge, because you can reach the cave without beating Surge. All you needed was cut from the SS Ants. After the SS Ant, maybe come here, catch some of these rock and ground types, and then go and challenge Surge. I probably should have done that in hindsight, because it took me about 50 battles to beat Surge. Crazy. Okay, we got another trainer. Here's a Haka. Haka Dudley sent out Lairon. Lairon is really strong to keep in your team as well. Also for Giovanni. In one of my previous games, I did catch an Axew and I leveled him all the way up. And evolved him all the way up, and he was super strong. Steel and ground type. There's not that many steel Pokemon in reality, so having a steel Pokemon in your team is pretty cool. You either gotta go with Aaron, you gotta get Steelix, a Scissor, there's a couple more, but not all that many. So steel Pokemon, also pretty cool to have at least one in your team, but they are weak to fire types. But I think they're also strong against fighting types, so like Bruno, the gym leader, I think it'll be really effective to have a steel type against him. Burst Ring grew to level 40. Okay, there's nothing down here really. We've been coming across so many of these Boldors. I'm just gonna run away from them now. Oh, here's a little Cubchoo. So here's an ice Pokemon. Cubchoo's a cool Pokemon to keep if you like ice types. Devolson said big ice bear. So here's all the Pokemon we encountered, just one that we didn't. I'm just gonna save in case this last... Seems like he is the last guy in the cave in case he whips out some strong Pokemon. You never know. Pokemaniac Cooper sent out Martiana. Okay, nothing too special. Then we can take down Martiana fairly easily. Does look like he had 3 Pokemon, so we'll see what else he has. Martiana is a pretty cool Pokemon. You can get him quite early on in the game. Okay, Porygon, that's interesting. Porygon's one of those Pokemon that has those weird, unusual attacks. So it can really surprise you. Can, like, Signal Beam. I've never seen Signal Beam, except with Porygon. So you gotta be careful with these unusual Pokemon, because sometimes they have some weird, unusual attacks that you don't even know anything about. But let's see. Maybe Earthquake will do some damage. It's taking a lot of blows. This Porygon's not easy to beat. And the Signal Beam just confused me. Come on, Bastiodon. This Bastiodon has really helped my team so much. I can't get past how much of a beast it is. takes a few attacks to get him knocked out. Okay, I think we're gonna need Charcadet or something. We need a Pokemon that's gonna cause a lot more damage. We're not winning here. Okay, and he swapped out to Flareon. Nice. Also, first time I've seen Flareon in the game, I think. Fire versus fire. Hopefully Charcadet can knock him out. Come on, Charcadet. You're the best fire type. Also, I think we're gonna try evolve Charcadet now. Either in this vid or the next. He's been struggling. Charcadet's been a struggler. And Porygon's out. Can we knock him out or not? Okay, awesome. Charcadet knocked both of them out. Bastiodon grew to level 42. Okay, we still got more battles to do, looks like. Looks like there's 2 or 3 trainers here, so we'll just work through these. I also want to do, just bring up EV and RV training because Lavender Town is a major spot for EV training. When you catch a Pokemon in the wild, if you go to any Pokemon's stats, if you go view Pokemon summary, look at their stats and click and go into detail, it'll have BS, base stats, EV, and RV. So, base stats is just the normal, stats with every Pokemon. If you catch, like a 3-star Pokemon with your Dex Nav, that will affect your Pokemon's RVs. So those are all different. These are all different for every Pokemon you catch. So I think base stats are pretty similar, but RVs are all different depending on, the rarity. So you want to get a 3-star with high RVs. And then EVs comes down to you and how you train your Pokemon. So when you catch a Pokemon, its EV level will be 0. And I think you get something like 500 EV points in total. And you got to use those 500 EV points and divide it amongst all your stats like speed, attack, special defense, special defense, HP. So you got to put those 500 points wherever you feel suited more to that Pokemon. So if your Pokemon's base stats are like high speed, high special attack, and its RVs are also high speed, high special attack, you generally want to follow that with your EV. So you want to try to defeat Pokemon to increase its speed and its special attack. If everything is really high across the board, then it will be really strong in those 2 stats. And generally you want to focus on 2 stats for each Pokemon. If you just divide it up evenly, it's strong but not super strong in anything, but it can survive in battles and that. But I prefer focusing on 2 stats, like speed and special attack, then your Pokemon will come out super fast, attack first, and cause hard damage, where you can knock out Pokemon one shot. But you could also focus on defense and HP and make it just super hard to defeat. You like Bastiodon, for example, and I could make special defense and defense maxed out, and his HP is relatively high, so then it'll be so hard to actually knock him out, he'll just withstand everything. So you can take a few approaches, but in order to get EV points, you've got to defeat Pokemon in the wild, and this is the tricky part. Every Pokemon you come across gives you a different EV point for a different stat. So for example, if I come across a wild Doduo, I defeat it, I get 1 attack point. I defeat a Pikachu, I get 1 or 2 special attack points. So the only way of seeing which Pokemon gives you what stat points is to look at your stats, battle a Pokemon, look at your stats again afterwards and see which one's gone up. So it is a bit of a hassle because there's so many Pokemon out in the wild. But when you find one, like if you battle a Bellsprout and it gives you 1 speed stat point for your EV levels, then you can register Bellsprout and keep battling him, search him in the Dex nav and keep battling him to get your speed stats up if you want speed. So that's the only hassle. You don't have to focus on it too much, but if you want your Pokemon to be as strong as they possibly can, then you have to consider EV training as well. If you just attack and battle any Pokemon you come across in the wild, generally your EV stats will be pretty evenly shared. But yeah, that's what you gotta do to get your EV levels up. Just battle wild Pokemon, see which points they give you for what stats, and then keep doing it. But then in Lavender Town, I'm gonna show you a little hack, a little sneaky trick to get your EV levels up way easier, because that is so difficult to battle Pokemon in the wild and try to find out which one gives you what stats. It's a slow process, so Lavender Town there's a much quicker way of doing this, but again you need a lot of money. And also there's a great way in Lavender Town to get your Pokemon to level up super fast, which is a big lifesaver, because later on in the game, like say in your final gym or for the Elite Four, if you need to catch a new Pokemon and it's level 12, it's a mission to get its level all the way up. So in Lavender Town, there's a sneaky little trick where you can pay and your level can just rock up. Like, you can go up 30, 40 levels and they'll go, which makes it a lot easier. So yeah, once you get to like this area, everything in the game becomes so much easier. All the stuff you need to know is around these cities. The rest of it is pretty much the same. You can figure it out by yourself. But these 3 main cities, Saffron City, Celadon, and Lavender, they have the most important things you need to know for training and stuff. So I'm going to try and make the next few videos just about that and get that out there. And then, yeah, you should be able to figure it all out. If you haven't played the game before, hope it'll help a bit. Okay, there's a Crocodile. We just defeated a Crocodile, one of the new Pokemon for Coco's evolution, and we've made it to Lavender Town. So now we're just going to explore a bit of the town, chat to everyone here, see if there's any items or what's happening around here. It's not very big. And the big tower here to the right is what we have to come and explore once we beat Giovanni. We need the Sylph Scope to see the Pokemon. And here in this house, here's another secret trainer, this purple guy with the Gengar. He's the secret trainer Morty in this town, so he's super tough to battle. If you talk to him, you'll ask if you want to battle or not. I want to keep all the secret trainers for the end game, rather, before the Elite Four or after the Elite Four, because they're just so strong. But yeah, just note that Morty there, the guy in the purple, is the secret trainer. And here's the guy that's going to help you with your EV training. You can battle a bunch of Gordinos to get your level up and pay for it. And you can also do EV training. You can pay for it and just train 1 stat at a time. So you could just trade speed. He'll bring out 6 Pokemon of the same that just increases your speed EVs or your attack or your special attack. So that's just a super simplified way of getting your EV training up. It's really useful, and that's why money is so important. So if you catch a new Pokemon, go straight to that guy, do your EV training, level him up. You can get his level up super quick with the Ordinos, or get your stats up, whichever stats you choose, up super quickly, a lot quicker than in the wild. But we're going to leave it there. Thanks, guys.